Hello from the Yarn Closet in southern Arizona. I'm recording this way today. See, it is growing out. It just doesn't feel like it, but it's not super flattering. But we're going to give it a couple more inches and see what happens. Because I'm convinced if I got it just 2 to 3 inches longer in blunt cut that I might like it. And then be able to pull it off my face and not totally dislike it because it's just so much thinner. I mean, look at that. And people say, well, get some of that oil and stuff. You know, no, those things are too expensive. I did get some Gold Bond Crepe Erase, which I really like. It has toned down some of the wrinkles and definitely the crepiness on my hands, like really quickly. And I have good nitty news. I already gifted the first pair. This is the second pair of fingerless gloves, and they're going out on Monday to a friend in Michigan. I may have my knitting mojo back now that I have, I don't know, something more minimal, something calmer, and I'm able to focus in on what I like, and I don't have all this yarn that is harder for me to work with. It's been such an uphill battle dealing with the blindness. But look, I mean, I still have plenty, and I've got a bunch of stuff in the house yet. Thinking that one thing was going to be the answer to combat that, and then it be something totally different, and then dealing with the additional frustration of, I am so stinking bored now that I have an almost driving by themselves 11th grader and a 3rd grader. Like, dude, I wish I could get a part-time job. Like, if I lived in town, I could walk somewhere and convince somebody to pay me, or could volunteer like at the library until they realized I could actually do something. I absolutely would. I just need to be around people. I mean, these last 2 weeks, whenever I was around somebody that I could have a chat with that was like a human being, I just talked their ear off. That's not me, and that just goes to show how starved I am for some actual real conversation. Not to say I'm not having conversations with my kids. I absolutely am. But the fruits of that are minimal because they're kids. You know, there's not a lot of follow through. And it's always kind of self-driven on their self needs. My husband's very old school, so like there are certain conversation topics we have. But if I try to talk about kid stuff, there's like oftentimes no feedback whatsoever. And it's tough. It's really tough for me. Things do change over the seasons of marriage. And we've been together for 10 years, married 10 years come June. I think this is the season where things are shifting a little bit, but he's not recognizing the shift. He's like not jumping on that iceberg that's shifting. And it's tough. But it's just a matter, I think, of being patient and getting to that next place. And it's such a good place in the parenting realm because I do like it the older the kids get, and the more and more they get into their own personalities. And like my daughter's trying a new after school thing starting the end of this month. I don't know if it's going for 4 weeks. I don't know if it's going for 12 weeks. I have no idea. They gave like zero information other than the starting day. We don't even know the time. It starts after school. Does it last a half an hour and a half? We don't know. So I'm waiting to hear back on that. And I'm just happy that I'm in a bit of a mojo and that I might be able to stay in a slightly more sane place because of that mojo. Last night, I've been awake since 2 a.m. I am not good when I do not get sleep, and I've not been able to nap. So I was trying to deal with a few other things. Had to get a new insurance this year. My other one was being discontinued, so I had to switch plans. And the exciting news is my local dentist that I used to live across the street from, so I love him to death, is actually in my plan. So I can go and get some teeth cleaned, and I had a chipped tooth over Christmas that I had to file down myself with a metal file I found. So I'm really happy that some stuff can happen for Mom. That might make me feel better. And we just keep plugging away. Next week, I'm hoping to get a few things into Tucson. I thought I was going to get some donation items today and going through a few drawers in the house, but really what I got was just used up stuff. So I don't really have a full donation box yet. And since I'm not the one that can drive it to the donation center, I just hold on to them till it's an actual full box because I have to get somebody else to help me by doing that. I will possibly gift a few extra hand knits to my Michigan friend. Whether she wants them or not, I'm sure she can find someone in Michigan that would like something warm. We are having a cold snap here. I mean, it is, I think 50 was the high for today, and 26 in the overnight tonight. Luckily, our well has not frozen. Last year we did have a freeze. So things aren't buried like under a frost line here, like they are in the Midwest. And so the pipes are just not buried deep enough for this weather, because when they were put in, they didn't have this weather. Because when this was put in back in the 80s, the mid to late 80s, they just didn't have these weather patterns. It has changed that much in 40 years. So a lot of people around here have issues. You tend to build little houses around your piping. We luckily have our storage tank in a basement. We actually have a basement. So that helps. But then the piping from that point into the house is not deep enough. See how thin it is? I just don't even think with oils that I could get it to come back that far. I just don't think. I'm of an age. I just don't think that's going to happen. So we got to kind of just, do what we can. But it's Friday. It has been a long 2.5 weeks since school break started and we got back to school. My daughter was very energetic this morning, had a great morning. So I am hopeful that this mono is behind her, and we don't end up having any relapses in the next couple of weeks, which apparently is quite common, especially for the younger kids, because they don't know how to moderate themselves quite as well. And that's all I really got for right now. I am going to try, so by the time I am finished with this second one and totally complete with this pair, almost all of this yarn will be done. So I'm trying to think of like what other yarn do I have that matches, or not matches, matches in yarn weight. That might make an enjoyable thing for me. I believe, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, that's not it. I believe this red, I don't know if this is a Lolo Did It or if this is a mystery skein from a different dyer. And then if I doubled this up, maybe I could do that. I would like that. Like, I would like, not the black and red, but I like red. Nope, it's not in here. There was a goofy skein set that I might have saved. Nope, it's not in here. These are cotton yarns. No, those are full skeins, but I have not done a hefty full skein set on my new winder. So maybe I should try that, because this would be an awfully fun yarn to make fingerless mitts with. And I could do it with this one. Oh, that's a good set. See, this is that. But this is heavier than that. Because this is like DK. No. Okay, so this one is a Lolo Did It in something that is a light worsted. This is not a Lolo Did It. This is a somebody else. But this is more the density that I want for the fingerless gloves. See how excited I'm getting? Oh, I'm going to do this skein too, because that would go with that other one of these. See, you just have to get the motivation right and the timing right, I think. I think sometimes you do have to take that break, whether you want to or not, really. I'm gonna try that. That's nice. Now hold on, we're gonna look at something together. Here's my gift bin. You know, I really, really like the fake plant that I have in here, but I don't need it, and the cats do sometimes come out here with me, so I'm going to just eventually donate it. So I have this little neck deal. I might toss that into her. And this is another pair of fingerless gloves, a little bit funky. And these are yoga socks. Yeah, that seems like enough. Could I stitch these together enough to make... I could, I'm not going to. I'm just going to let those sit. I'm going to let those sit for the right person. I'm going to see about... Yep. I think those will all fit in one of these. Well, there we go. Thank you for helping me decide that on this lovely Friday. I hope you have a lovely Friday and a good weekend. And I'm trying really hard throughout the day. The mantra in my head is, what am I grateful for? What can I get positive about? What can I be happy about? And anytime the negative thoughts are coming, I'm trying to smash them down. It's the best I can do, people. It's the best I can do. It might feel a little forced. I'm sorry. It might feel that way. Like a little forced enthusiasm. My kids have said that lately. They're like, you're just a little too excited. It's not medication. It's me trying to combat the fact that I'm not on medication. And I'm finding things hitting me harder in my age, like lack of sleep days. You know, I've had 2 weeks with her sick. that the lack of sleep of that was tough too. So this really bad night last night just kind of built on that. And, well, that looks dumber than dumb, but whatever. Do the best we can. Thanks for being here. I miss you all. And look with your heart first, not your eyes.